To make good business decisions, managers must understand costs. They must be able to predict how costs will react to their decisions. In other words, they should be able to predict how costs will behave. Will costs go up? Will they go down, or will they remain unaffected? It is absolutely crucial to be able to predict cost behavior. In terms of their behavior, there are only two types of costs. The first type of cost is variable. The second type of cost is fixed. The total dollar amount of a variable cost changes in direct proportion to changes in the level of an activity base. But the variable cost per unit of the activity base always stays the same. Examples of activity bases are units produced, labor hours used, machine hours used, etc. Fixed costs, on the other hand, remain the same in total within the relevant range of activity. As the level of activity increases, the average fixed cost per unit of the activity base decreases. Conversely, as the level of activity decreases, the fixed cost per unit increases. This is in sharp contrast to variable costs, which increase or decrease in total, never per unit. Managers use this knowledge to predict how variable and fixed costs will respond to their decisions. Wait, what about costs that are neither variable nor fixed? Oh, you mean mixed costs? Actually, mixed costs have a variable portion and a fixed portion. But won't managers find it difficult to predict how mixed costs will behave? That is absolutely correct. So what should managers do? Simple, they need to break mixed costs down into their fixed and variable components. Once that's done, they'll be able to predict how these two components of the mixed cost will behave. Okay, that makes sense, but how do you go about doing that? There are many ways to break down mixed costs, including account analysis, the engineering approach, scatter graph plots, and the high-low method. The high-low method is quick and easy to use. To use the high-low method, start off by looking for the highest level of activity units, as well as the lowest level of activity units. Find the difference between the two. Let's call this amount the unit difference. Now that you found the highest and lowest activity levels, look for the dollar amounts associated with each of them. Find the difference between these two dollar amounts. Let's call this the dollar difference. Now, divide the dollar difference by the unit difference. This gives us the variable cost per unit. To find the total variable cost in the mixed cost, take either the high or low level of activity units and multiply it by the unit variable cost. To find the fixed cost component in the mixed cost, simply subtract the total variable cost from the mixed cost. That leaves us with the fixed cost. Once we have isolated the variable cost per unit and the fixed cost, we can make predictions about how each cost component will behave. This is done by using the cost equation total mixed cost equals fixed cost plus the product of the variable unit cost times the number of units of the activity base.